I'm afraid that it's only going to get worse. The muting, the insulating of the rider, making the skis easier to ride. And that sounds kind of harsh, but making the skis easier to ride and easier to operate creates inferior riders. It's interesting. I brought up the new stand-ups. I was talking with a friend of mine about it. And I'm like, I really like the new Superjet. And he goes, why do you like the new Superjet? I said, I had an SXR 160 for a summer. And I hated it. I didn't enjoy riding it. I thought it was too fast. I thought it was way too heavy. I thought it was ungangly. I thought it was too big and long, and all the proportions were off. And I just had problems with it. I'm like, man, nothing about this feels natural. Now, I had an SXR 800 for 2 years, and I loved the SXR 800. I didn't ride it nearly as much as I wish I did today. I wish I rode it every day. I love the SXR 800. Proportionally, the SXR 800 is perfect. It's perfect. It's a perfect ski. It's two-stroke, but it's a perfect ski. Balance, power to weight ratio, everything about it. Everything about the SXR out of the box, 800, was perfect. And talking about the stand-ups, I was like, I really like the new Superjet. And he was kind of feeling me out. He was kind of like, well, I want to know why you like it, because I consider myself a very mediocre stand-up rider. I do. I'm not a good stand-up rider. And I said, well, I liked this, I like that. Reboarding kind of sucks, and I wish they had, rubber. I wish they had pads on top of the railing and a few other little things. I said, but I like the adjustable handlebars. I could get the height was good. I said, I like the learning mode. I think the learning mode is great. That's more of my speed. And he goes, there's the answer. I was like, what? He goes, right there, learning mode. And he goes, why do you like learning mode? I said, well, it's not so brappy. The acceleration curve is a little bit more mellow. It's just, it carries you through a little bit better through the turn. I like the learning mode. And he said, and you tried it on the other one. I said, oh yeah, I spent hours with the regular mode and then put it on learning mode, and I went back and forth. I really enjoyed learning mode. And he said, what if there was no learning mode? Would you like the ski as much? And I said, probably not. And he says, all right, well, do you think learning mode would help sell more skis? I said, yes. And he goes, do you think having more people on stand-ups is a good thing? And I said, yes. He goes, all right, so you got a little bit of a problem. I go, well, what do you mean? And he says, you want more stand-up riders. You're trying to tell people we want less bells and whistles, but you're literally advocating the ski because of one of these bells and whistles. I go, I'm a hypocrite. I'm a hypocrite, because I believe one of the best attributes of the new Superjet is learning mode. And we just talked about how these things make lesser riders, because if it didn't have learning mode, and this is kind of what I want to get to, was if the Superjet didn't have learning mode, I would have to acclimate myself in order to ride the Superjet effectively. And he says, so where do you stand on it? Where do you stand on modern conveniences on new Watercraft? And I said, well, if it helps encourage new enthusiasts, I'm all for it. If it results in more distracted riders, I'm really against it. And he says, yeah, that's going to probably be the ground you need to stand on, is distracted riders, unattentive or distracted riders versus learning a skill set and graduating and building up. So that's kind of where I ended up on this whole topic.
Hey guys, thanks for hanging out. This clip was taken from our weekly podcast that we record here every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to watch the whole video, you can go to the Watercraft Journal's YouTube channel, go to playlists, and then click on live sessions. You're going to see it there. Otherwise, go ahead and leave a like, a comment, and definitely subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow. And again, thanks again for watching our videos, and we hope to see you soon.